Live from the City of Angels, it's an MMT special edition. The best films of 2025. Happy New Year. In the background, a film I just got in right before the deadline, and it happens to be one of the films we're going to discuss tonight. It's Sirat. As we get ready to count them down, live from Los Angeles. Now, there's a lot of films I gave consideration to, and I had really close to getting in. But like the worst of the year list that we put together the other night, I want to make a statement to start. And I'm going to put a film in that a lot of you heard is one of the worst films of the year. But I'm here to tell you from a directorial standpoint, Hurry Up Tomorrow is straight fire. Welcome in here. That is our number 12 film. Yes, you get 12 films tonight, a bonus of 2 on this New Year's Day. Let's watch a scene from our number 12 film. It is Hurry Up Tomorrow. With right now, literally right before I started here tonight, it is our number 11 film. It is Sirat. I'm going to give you a taste of this film. You heard the score off the top. It's like a banging techno, one of the best scores I've heard this year, along with OPN, both of his works, both in Hurry Up Tomorrow and Marty Supreme. Here is a taste of Sirat, our number 11 film.
Es mi hija. Hace 5 meses que no sabemos nada de ella.
Hay otra fiesta en el desierto. A lo mejor estará por ahí.
¿Vosotros vais a ir?
This is like a raver version of Nomadland. A very weird film, and a film that I believe doesn't pull any punches, which I always am down for. Another example of cinema. I can't wait to see this in a theater because I had to watch a screener of it. And I had my sound system pumped because this score is one of the best of the year. When it comes to you, early this year, you need to add Sirat to your list. It's our number 11 film, and I'm looking forward to seeing it in an actual proper theater with that sound dialed in, because in my estimation, you really need to have that. That is my number one thing. Listen, I'd rather watch on a smaller screen and have the sound like Dolby Atmos. That's where you get the best experience in all of my adventures to the movie theater. It's always about sound. And look, our first 2 films tonight are about just that. Our number 10 film is the best horror film of 2025. It is a film that I have raved about, and it is hands down, no contest. What's the best horror film of the year? It is Bring Her Back. Here is a taste of, as it says here, the most disturbing scene in the film.
Yeah. Careful. Just take the fruit, Ollie. Okay, I'm gonna get you a plate. Oh, Laura, yelling at me. Making a mess.
Ollie! Hey! Ollie! Stop!
Hey, I didn't say this show's for kids, did I? I never said that. But yeah, that's when things get pretty gnarly in Bring Her Back. And Sally Hawkins, one of the real true performances of the year that got no recognition. You talk about Madigan and weapons. I'm going to give you Hawkins in Bring Her Back. And this is the best horror film of the year. Let me say this, as we talk about 2025 as a year, it's not a particularly strong year, okay? I mentioned of recent years going back, let's say the past 5, you're looking at 2022 as the number 1 year of the 2020s, right? Again, the top 4 films of that year would all be ranked above my number 1 film tonight. Does that give you some sense of what we're talking about? If in 1 year I have 4 films that are ranked higher than anything in 2025, then that should tell you that 2025 was lights out when you had Tar, you had Aftersun, you had Moon Age Daydream, and you had Decision to Leave, okay? Those 4 films are virtual masterpieces, are very close to them, and they're all very different, right? That's what we're doing here tonight. These films are not all one genre, all one type, right? I'm always going to lean towards direction in my films. And every one of these films that you're seeing tonight features elite direction. Because if you don't have that, you don't have much of anything, okay? And I'm going to value that over screenplay. Hence, Hurry Up Tomorrow in at number 12. Because that's what I come to the movies to see. To have an experience. Audio, visual, blown away. That's what I want. So Bring Her Back is the best horror film at number 10. Now, listen, our number 9 film is Companion. You're going to say it's a horror film. Listen, we can kind of debate that. I'm not going to call it true horror, but I'm going to tell you from a screenplay, one of the best of the year. This is a scene from our number 9 film of 2025. It is one of the first films of 2025. It is Companion.
Iris, wake up.
Be lost without you.
Hey, it's okay. You're okay. You're okay. I'm here. Hey, look at me.
Why are my hands tied? Why are my
Iris,
hands tied?
we didn't have a
John?
choice. We didn't have a choice. You murdered Sergei. You remember?
No. It was self-defense. He was going to kill me. You got to believe me.
No, I believe you, Iris. I mean, you couldn't lie to me even if you wanted to. It's, part of your programming.
Programming? What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, sorry, there's just no delicate way to say this, so I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid right off. You're a robot. A robot.
I'm going to pause it there because if you've not seen Companion, I'm giving away some stuff, but listen, if you haven't heard it by now, it's been almost a year since this film dropped. But this is really smart. I love this AI, Companion, and how far is too far to go. There's a lot of really smart stuff, and this is easily one of the best screenplays of the year. And it started the year off on a high note. Then we went kind of into the sewers for a while. Beginning of the year was pretty bad. There is a film coming up, though, that was early in the year that is even higher up on our list, but Companion is number 9. Our number 8 film of 2025 is the best big popcorn film of 2025. We call them tent poles, right? The big summertime films. You know damn well what we're going to watch. We're going to watch Brad Pitt bringing it in F1. It's our number 8 film of 2025.
That's how you race, boys. When you get back in that car, you need to do the same goddamn thing.
Sunny Hayes brings in the pit lane after an epic third stint. Plus Chip Hunt Racing racing out in front. Now it's up to Cale Kelso to hang on to that lead.
And this whole scene, Daytona, and I used to live in Orlando, so to see Daytona represented on the big screen like this in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, really cool. Great start to the film. You set up Pitt as the grizzled veteran, right? Just getting by, but cool with that. And then, obviously, the film takes off from there. Joseph Kosinski is our best big event film director, certainly one of them, if not the, after Maverick and now F1. F1 is our number 8 film of 2025. Let's go to number 7. Again, another film exceptionally directed and a screenplay I fell in love with. It's Neon's Sentimental Value. Here is just a bit of this, and you can see some of the artistry that I really enjoyed out of this film. It's still in theaters. Go check out Sentimental Value.
Very nice to meet you.
Very nice.
Grace, I have your phone. Oh my god. Hey, you guys.
And Stellan Skarsgård is fantastic in this film. Listen, it's another one of these things when I don't tell you the synopsis of this stuff. Here's why. Because I don't want you to know when you walk into Sentimental Value exactly what's going to happen. You got to trust me on these things, okay? Now, it does have a Hollywood tie-in, and I think that's what worked for me even more. But there's a reason why Sentimental Value is on virtually everybody's top 10 list. It's one of those films that very few people that know film are going to say is not recommendable, right? It's easily, I think if you look at the number of top 10 lists Sentimental Values on, it's well into the probably 90 plus percentile. Now, one thing you're going to notice tonight, you're not going to hear from me talking about Sinners. You're not going to see One Battle. You're not going to see Weapons. None of those films are in my top 12 of the year because let me tell you, Weapons, Sinners, and One Battle all are guilty of one thing, cramming too much shit into one movie. The beauty of a film like Surratt, or Sentimental Value we're talking about here, but just having just watched Surratt, it's just about one thing, and we're just going to stay there. We're going to focus on that. We're going to really just dial in on that. And Sentimental Value, yes, bigger than that, but still, it's not throwing in all this shit into the kitchen sink. Like we say, it's been kitchen sinked. And that's the problem with all three of those films. And I'm here to tell you all three of the most overrated films of the year, and there's no way in hell I'm going to put them in the top 10. And if One Battle after another or Sinners wins Best Picture, it's over. I'm done. I'm never going to watch the Oscars again. No, never. Because it's just laughable at this point. Coming on right after Anora. The worst, single worst Best Picture in the history of the Oscars. I'm not having it. I'm not having it, man. And you can go, listen, go to everybody else who follows. What will everyone else say? Oh, One Battle. Remember what I say about everyone in this space. Everyone except for the anti-wokers. Every other, quote, film critic leans hard left, so they're going to push a One Battle. It's the reality of it. You guys know it. Don't act like you don't. Don't act. Even they know it. Ask them. They have to admit it. Get the magic lasso and get it around them, and yeah, you got the answer. Our number 6 film is Begonia. This is easily Yorgos' best film of his past 3 that we've had in succession. Begonia, and listen, you talk about a performance. Obviously, you're looking at Emma Stone. Here is a bit of Begonia.
The 5:30 thing.
Uh-huh.
Look, I know you sent the email already, but I needed to let everyone know that they are free to leave at 5:30 from now on, starting today, okay? But do it in a way that's, what we talked about.
Yeah, of course.
We need to send the message that we have a new culture here now. where people should, yes, of course, feel free to leave at 5:30 and be with their families. No one is going to be overworked like in the past. No more unpleasant incidents. But, of course, it's not compulsory. And obviously, if people still have work to do, they should absolutely stay and continue to work. But it's not strictly enforced. Although, we still do want to meet quotas. So if we can do that with no pressure, just remembering, we are running a business here, so let your conscience guide you kind of thing. Yeah?
And the back and forth, right, of Emma Stone there playing both sides of the corporate absolute bitch. And the thing is the thing that makes this film really work for me is that you're sold an idea in this film by Yorgos, right? And you actually get the payoff for that. It's not a bait and switch. And that really works for me. And the ending is dark. I believe the ending is predictive programming. I'm not even kidding you. I believe that Begonia, in the annals of time, they'll go back and go, look, Begonia was closer to reality than a lot of you ever imagined. And for that, I really enjoyed it. And like I said, when you're talking about Poor Things, Kinds of Kindness, and Begonia is not even, it's not a contest. If you think that Poor Things is better than Begonia, again, you're DQ'd. Like, I don't ever want to hear from you ever again, like ever, about anything. I don't care what it is. No opinion will ever be listened to in the history of the remainder of this planet. Like, it's not hard, man. I'm telling you guys. But for some of these people, it is. Because remember, the majority of people in the space get caught up in, well, what does everyone else have to say? I don't give a fuck. Why do you think I put Hurry Up Tomorrow at number 12? Because from a directorial standpoint, that thing is straight heat. Okay? And the fact that some people understand that, that's who I'm trying to get to. I need the artists out there. That's who we want, okay? I don't want the lemmings. I do not want the people that are the film Twitter circle jerk. That's not interesting to me. I want someone who's going to say something and stand by it and objectively believe it, and that's more interesting to me. We don't live in that world, though, right? We live in a world of hive mind thinking, and frankly, it's incredibly dull. And I have no interest in anybody who's a hive mind thinker. Our number 5 film came out early in the year. It's a film that has, I would venture to say, the best performance of the year, certainly in the top 3 performances of the year. But you're not going to see this actor on any list of the best of 2025. Because we all know the off-the-field problems for Jonathan Majors. But on the field, in Magazine Dreams, our number 5 film of 2025, you get to see, wow, just a knockout. Here is the best scene of 2025. I found it. We're going to watch it. It is Jonathan Majors revealing that he is a psychopath on a date.
My dad's dead.
You're a funny one. Oh.
My mom's dead too, actually. You remind me of her. A little. Someone killed her. My dad did. He shot her and then he shot himself. That's why they're both dead.
And he's not lying.
God.
It's okay. I live with my papa now.
Hey, y'all. Good evening.
Oh, no, it's getting way worse.
Can I start y'all
Watch
off with
this.
something to drink?
I actually think we're ready to order.
All right.
I'll do the 6-ounce sirloin, medium rare, no fries. And I'll also do the chicken tender salad, charbroiled. If Luis is in the back, just ask him. He knows how I like it.
Imagine being able to build
we
an
got a
app with your
commercial.
name
Let
on
me
it
zip through that.
just
Give me
by
one
thinking
second.
about it.
So
Meet
good.
Base 44.
Why are you hitting me with the commercial right now?
And does the glaze on the salmon contain sugar?
I'm actually not sure, but I can check.
Remember. Actually, no, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure it does.
Look at Haley's face.
I'll take the salmon. You guys can hold the glaze.
All right. Would that be all?
Oh, no. He's
No,
not done.
let's trade out the steaks. I'll do the porterhouse, 20 ounce, still medium rare. And what is your soup of the day?
It's cream of mushroom.
And look at the direction here, right? You have him ordering all of this shit off the menu on his first date. And she's just like, get me the hell out of here. Right after he says, my mom was killed by my dad. I'm living with my granddad. First date. And now he's unloading the entire menu and just didn't even bother to say, what do you want, right? Let the woman order first. No, he's going to continue.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Let's do 2 baked potatoes, no sour cream, light bacon, please.
Okay, got it.
And would you be able to do a side of chicken breast, just chicken breast, plain, nothing on it,
Yeah, sure.
and a Diet Coke?
A side of
And just
chicken
stuff the lemon
breast.
off, please. Thank you.
And for you?
And look at her face. Look at her.
Do the shrimp salad, I think.
Alrighty.
And that is just so uncomfortable. But that is Jonathan Majors' character in here. He's a bodybuilder and he is out there, right? He's borderline, I'd say almost like autistic. He's right on the spectrum for sure. Okay. And I'm not just saying clearly you can tell with his character. He's off. Okay. He's just everything's so serious. And then he turns into, well, something even worse than this as the film progresses, very Taxi Driver-esque. This is one of the best directed films of the year aesthetically. I love Elijah Bynum's direction here. It's just the kind of stuff that I can't wait to see what's next from this director. When you look at this film across every level of filmmaking, it is what I want to watch. And it's a film you need to add to your queue of things you got to get to when I tell you got to see Magazine Dreams, a film you will not see in anyone else's top 10, nor will you hear any chatter about Jonathan Majors because of all the off-the-field stuff. I get it, but that's not how I play the game. I play a game of merit. Okay, that's the game I play. I have never played a game of we are going to have one of this and one of that, and we're going to have some kind of box checking bullshit. I do not operate like that. I will never operate like that. So you can see, that's how I do things. That's why we're the gold standard, because that's how we do it. Our number 4 film of the year would, I think, when you look at the overall best screenplay of the year, it's very hard to not pick Twinless. Here is a bit of our number 4 film. It is Twinless.
Hey, how do you know if lemons are ripe?
It's yellow. Unripe lemons are green.
So why do they got so many unripe ones out?
Those are limes. Are you okay?
Can you not laugh at me? I know I'm not like the brightest tool in the shed, but I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, I'm sorry.
You know, if I get something wrong, tell me, because then I can know better.
Would now be a good time to point out, I think you meant to say sharpest tool in the shed?
Yeah.
Okay, so this film, it really, you're not going to see it in like one scene, but the entirety of Twinless is wow, right? The character arc, multiple character arcs, and there's a really fantastic supporting play here. I will tell you that Twinless does feature a gay romance. And there is gay sex in this movie. I just have to tell you that because there's some people, if I say you need to watch Twinless, number 4 film of the year, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, Weber, listen, I'm just giving you the information, okay? It should not stop you from watching Twinless, but if you're uncomfortable with that, then, do what you want to do. But for my money, Twinless is the best screenplay of 2025. Our number 4 film of the year. By the way, in case you're noticing right here, I'm increasing the thumbs up as we go up, right? We started with 1 or 2, 3, 4. Now we're up to 3, probably 3.5, or maybe in 4 on Twinless. It's really close, okay? Our number 3 film is definitely 4 thumbs up. And it's in theaters now. It's kicking ass. I love to see it because it's not a tent pole. It's not a big film, but it has proven that Timothée Chalamet is a box office draw. Our number 3 film of 2025 is Marty Supreme. Here is a taste. And this is easily Chalamet's best performance. He was born to play this role, right? When Safdie wrote this, you can clearly see it was written for Timothée Chalamet, who is just a bolt of energy, this dude. And you get to see him exhibit all of it in this film. If you've not seen Marty Supreme yet, it's in theaters now. You need to go. And what you see in this, first of all, why does Marty Supreme work so well? Obviously, Chalamet is the star, but you also look at direction. You look at that OPN score that you're hearing in the background. We heard it earlier in Hurry Up Tomorrow, and now we have it here. For my money, you talk about the best composer that you can buy right now. If I could get him to score a film, I would select OPN because you're getting something different. It's not what you expect in a period piece, but yet it works. Everything about this film works except for, and this would be our number 1 film of the year, if it just didn't get a little bit too haywire and extend the middle-ish to second to third act right in there. We need to do some trimming. I want this thing down at about 2 hours. If this were in at 2 hours, it would be our clear number 1 film of the year. Because it comes in at 2.5 or close to it, it is overlong and it is to its detriment. It would have been a 5 thumb up film, but I'm still 4 is plenty enough to go see it. Okay, so you need to add this film to your must-see list and get out to theaters and support it, because this channel is about going to movie theaters. This channel is not about streaming shit. This is about going out and keeping cinema alive. Everything I saw here tonight, I saw in a movie theater with the exception of Surat, because it's not playing. They played it for a week. I missed it. So now I had to watch a screener link. So everything else is coming from a theatrical experience, and I cannot recommend you support movies that are good, okay? Not Avatar. You want to go support Avatar? Go ahead, man. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care about Avatar. Go do it. I don't want to watch shit like that, right? I've seen it so many times. I want original stories. By the way, hold on. Is everything tonight an original story? I think it is. Let's go back and look real quickly. Quick recap before we get to number 2 and number 1. Hurry Up Tomorrow, original. Surat, original. Bring Her Back, original. Companion, original. F1, original. Sentimental Value, original. Begonia, original. Magazine Dreams, original. Twinless, original. Marty Supreme, original. And our number 2 film is an original film. And, okay, when you talk about a film that has gotten shafted more than any other film this entire award season. How our number 2 film is not in serious contention for a spot in Best Picture, but even to get some votes for first place. And anyone who doesn't understand this film and why it's great, for the reasons why it's great, again, discard them. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're doing. I'm just letting you know it's straight up like that. If you can't see that Springsteen is one of the best films of the year, I can't with anything ever for the remainder of time. Here is a taste of our number 2 film, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. And people are saying, hey, there's no big Springsteen songs in this film. Look, what is this? This is him in the studio cutting Born in the USA. What do you want? I'm sorry, it's an intimate film about him making Nebraska. Just because it's not the film you wanted doesn't mean it's not a great film. Remember, we live in a world of frauds in this space. I'm telling you, the space, the film space, if there's any other space that has more fraudulent people than this space, I need you to tell me what it is, because I don't know what it is. But this space is profused with people that have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And I'm telling you right now, Springsteen is without question one of the top 10, top 5 films of the year. And Jeremy is one of the best of the year. Adore this film for what it is. Our number 2 film of 2025 is Springsteen, which leaves us with one film. I think you guys all know what it is. If you've watched MMT, you know exactly what it is. And it's a film that's rolling out right now.
I did what I
There's a nice little intimate scene there from Springsteen. Okay, our number 1 film of the year is another 4 thumbs up film. And, you know, I mentioned Twinless as a really spectacular screenplay. I think what makes our number 1 film of the year, even that, right, raises the stakes on the screenplay and the direction, right? Whenever you get to the top of a list, you're talking about a film that is elite direction with a very ambitious serpentine screenplay. And I believe that almost all of it puts together and fits and meshes, almost all of it, which is very hard to do because this is, again, wow, what an ambitious screenplay. Our number 1 film of 2025 is No Other Choice. As I queue up our clip and I get to it. And again, you talk about one of the best directed films of the year, the edits, the performances, the screenplay, the overall aesthetic of this film. Here's a taste of No Other Choice.
근력 운동?
Again, a film that is not going to show you its greatness necessarily in one scene, but just trust me, go in knowing very little about No Other Choice and trust in Park Chan-wook, because this is our number one film of the year. Now, listen, I had a bunch of films that were in contention for this. I mean, I could have gone a bunch of different ways when I add even more films to this. I think one film that was very, very, very close to the list was Chainsaw Man. So All Elite, I'm with you. Chainsaw Man is the best animated film of the year. No animated film made my list, but if I had to pick one, it would be Chainsaw Man. Oh, yeah. No question. Definitely better than Zootopia 2. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. And it's better than Demon Slayer, if you're talking about anime. Of all the animated films I saw this year, it would be Chainsaw Man. So that was right there. I think also you're looking at a couple of small films, Lurker, and I like The Ballad of Wallace Island, another really great screenplay, Ballad of Wallace Island. And Lurker's a cool little indie. There's a lot of films I probably forgot about. You know, you're only trying, I'm trying to pick, you know, I could have 20. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to remember the ones that I really had at the top. That said, I'm sure there's something this year that I saw that I just completely forgot. You know, I see so many films. I mean, you see like 90, 100 films. At some point, there's like a little one that you loved or you cherish, and you go, oh, man, I forgot. I got to start writing them all. Here's what I'm going to do. In 2026, I promise this. Every time I go, I'm going to create my document of every film that I see with the score so I can remember. Because I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, there's times I'm like, I don't even remember sometimes. I see so many movies. You just forget some stuff. But I think this is a really good representation of what I really recommend here in 2025, going into 2026. You know, let's hope it's a better year. I mean, 2025 is not a great year. You know, I had no film ranked at higher than 4 thumbs up. You know, again, you go back to 2025. Okay, you talk about, again, that year when you had Tar, Decision to Leave, also from Park Chan-wook. You have Moon Age Daydream, and you had After Sun. All 4 of those are 5 thumbs up films, right? So all 4 of those from 2022 would be higher than anything in 2025. You know, you talk about this, we talk about NFL draft all the time, right? Draft classes. In a draft class, there's quarterbacks who are generational, and there's quarterbacks that, right? So some years are going to be better than others. And in this case, 2025 was not a particularly strong year. I think we picked some good films, but I don't have any masterpiece, right? Go back to 2025, Tar's a masterpiece. I think at this point, it's very fair to say that. And then you also look at Moon Age Daydream. I believe that is as well. And then you, again, Decision to Leave. Decision to Leave's better film than No Other Choice. So there you go. But, you know, head to head with the same director, you're taking the film from 2022. And then you have After Sun, just absolute knockout from Charlotte Wells. So you look at that year, it was just such a, again, you know, stratospherically great year. So this year, let's hope 2026 has some really wonderful things in the cards. I don't know, though. You know, I'll tell you what I've started to do now is I've started to walk out of more movies. You know, at this point, oh, yeah, Better Man's a great film, Johnny, but Better Man was my last year. I don't think, did I have it in last year? If I didn't, you know, it's technically a last year film, Johnny, right? Because it debuted at the festivals. So I can't really, that's why I wanted to get Surratt in tonight, because it's a 2025 film. So it's kind of, I'm with you. No, Better Man's great. Oh, God, what a film. I'm with you 100%, Johnny. I was not expecting that, right? We're like, we're going to do what with Robbie Williams? Going to turn him into a chimp? What? No. And then you see the movie and you're like, oh, man, this is really just full of life, right? You get that Greatest Showman kind of thing. And listen, Greatest Showman is a great film. I don't care what you tell. It is really truly entertaining, and there's a reason why that film did insane numbers over the Christmas corridor so many years ago, because that score, that soundtrack, every song, I love it. And then you look at Better Man, I agree with you. 100%. But again, I can't bring that into 2025 because it really was a 2024 film. People like debate that, but there's no debate, right? If a film debuts, and Johnny, I'm not calling you wrong, right? I'm just saying, when people say, where is the film? Because it's a 2024 film. It was up for Oscars 2025. We're going into Oscars 2026. So there's that cutoff of January 1st, and Better Man debuted before that. I didn't see it till January. I'm with you. But listen, it's a very, very good film. I also liked Eddington. I did. Listen, it's not going to be in my top list, but I think the film just does too much, right? It's another example of film doing too much. But if you ask me, of the films, which would you, slot these films? Eddington, no, One Battle. You look at Sinners and then Weapons. I would definitely have Eddington number 1. Okay. I would have One Battle 2. I would have Weapons 3. I'd have Sinners 4. Sinners is, it's on our worst of the year. Sinners is a bad film, man. I'm telling you, it's a fucking shit show. That film is not good. And if that film wins Best Picture, dude, what are we doing, man? Seriously, what are we fucking doing? That's the world we live in. We live in a world with Clown World, man. Clown World. By the way, tonight's kid, some love. Tonight's the debut of Toulouse. This is, look, it's purple. It's got this like iridescent stuff going on. It's the player fit. It's directly from France. I had to pay a huge tariff to get this thing because Trump's fucking tariffs, including the League One batch, right, from France with the McDonald's. All of this, dude, this thing, first of all, it's limited. It's sold out. And also, it cost me a fortune in tariff cash. But I told you guys, this is what I like spending my money on. The minuscule cash we make here, I love to just turn around and buy more kits. That's what I love to do. 2026 doesn't look good. Oh, well, I mean, listen, we'll do that. That's be our next stream, is the films upcoming, according to what everyone says we should be looking forward to. I know there's a Variety article, a lot of people writing that, the films that you should be anticipating. Well, we'll find out. I'll go over that list. I haven't really done the work yet because I'm just kind of, getting through this year. I'm licking my wounds from yesterday's loss. The Ohio State University looked like shit against Miami, and I was yelling and screaming at a bar in Orange County. I was furious. I was so furious at Julian saying, can I just quickly on the Buckeyes and Julian saying especially, he's a product of hype. That kid, I've never seen a quarterback go back and look scared, right? Well, I mean, I've seen him, but he just gets, listen, as a quarterback, right? Hike, here's the ball. You've got to process fast. You've got like 4 seconds. It's like 1, 2, 3, ball out. He's like 1, 2, 3, bang. I understand the offensive line's not doing the job, okay, at times, but he's got to be quicker. Look, this stream's live. I have to be quick. If I'm not quick, by the way, I'm by myself tonight. I hit all the buttons myself. I'm hitting play. I've got all the tabs open. I'm like that guy from that viral video who has like 1,000 tabs open. The computer's going to blow up. That's me. I'm doing this. I'm pushing comments. I'm doing all this. There's no one helping me tonight. So if it works, it shows you I have a high processing level. To get Julian saying behind this, the whole thing would fall apart within the first 2 seconds. So I'm not sold on him. I would not be surprised if Ohio State has a different quarterback next year. I don't care if he's a freshman. I don't see it. I mean, listen, I could be wrong. I'm telling you right now, I am not sold on Julian saying. He played a bunch of cupcakes. All right, and that's all I'm going to say about Ohio State. It's over now. One Battle's absolutely cleaning up. It's probably going to end up being the number 1 film of the year, which ends up, according to most of these critics groups. And remember, the critics groups, remember, guys, I mean, this is fair. You can say whatever you want, but you cannot argue with me on this. Critics groups lean left, okay? The majority of critics, not majority, 97% of film critics lean far left, okay? So they're going to celebrate a film that pushes a far left agenda, and don't even tell me that One Battle does not. Don't insult my intelligence. Don't come in here and do that, okay? That's one thing I'm not going to have. So One Battle is going to push that left-wing agenda, certainly, and that's not why it's bad, by the way. I don't care. One Battle is tonally a shit show. If it would have been a drama, I would have had it really high. But because, listen, okay, how many films tonight balance genres? I don't think any of them did they? Hold on. Let me quickly just go through this one more time. Because when I throw the list together, it's one genre. Hurry Up Tomorrow, one genre. Now, you can say it's not a good genre, but okay. Surratt, 1. Bring Her Back, 1. No comedy, straight horror. Companion, it's not really horror, okay? That's a little bit of a combo on that, a little bit more going on, but I still think everything works in the service of what's happening. F1, straightforward. Sentimental value. Dramedy, but it stays in a lane. Begonia knows what it is, and it accomplishes it because it's well written, even though it does mix a few genres, but the sci-fi and the comedy and all that. And then some drama and some horror. It's got a lot, but I think it's a very good script. That's why it's here. Magazine Dreams, one thing. Twinless, one thing. Marty Supreme, pretty much one chaotic thing. Springsteen, one thing. No other choice, multiple, but well written, well directed. One Battle and Weapons and Sinners are examples of people who write scripts and try to do too much, and to the film's detriment, all three suffer, right? If Weapons were a really dark film about missing kids and grief and parents in anguish, my God, I would have loved it. But it's not. It's a goof. It's a goof film, especially as it keeps going, right? At the end, it's like a screwball cartoon. I mean, wow, the end of that film is laughably bad. Listen, again, there's no more overrated films recently then you start talking about the three I mentioned: One Battle, Sinners, and Weapons, all three from Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers knows how to work it, right? Well, before Netflix about ready to take over and ruin everything, but Warner Brothers is the best studio at getting early reaction to paint a propagandist picture. Boy, that was good. That was fucking good, because they know how to get in the shills. And by the way, who's the clown on YouTube who called me a shill? Bitch, you can't even do a stream without a hat because you're fucking bald. Okay, don't start with me. Don't start with me in the new year. I'll fucking destroy you. It's not a game. But here's what I'm going to tell you, is that they get all of these shills together. The last thing is a shill. Like, if you're going to call me something, don't call me a shill. Do not. It's the dumbest thing you could say. You could say so many things. That's the last thing you want to pick. He's a shill. Are you that fucking dumb? I guess you are. You are that stupid. But here's the deal, is that Warner Brothers gets people to come into their screenings early, and they get them to basically agree to highlight positives. You get to see it early. Bring in someone like Soups. Did you see that? We'll watch this coming up on Sunday or Monday, whichever day I do it, when you talk about the reactions to the Avengers trailer and the goofball performative garbage that goes on out there. Those people go to see One Battle, Sinners, and oh my God, this is just a masterpiece, right? And that's the world we live in now. We live in a world of anybody can be a critic, and the truth is the majority of them don't know shit, and they're bad. They have bad taste. They're not talented, right? It's a combination of everything. Or they have an agenda. So you look at One Battle. It's a very much of an agenda film. If you have an agenda, and you do have an agenda, because that's clearly what that film has, is that you're going to go, this film deserves to be put on a pedestal because this is the agenda I like. And that's never been a basis of recommendation for me. Okay? Never. So I don't understand how it is, but for some people it is, and I just don't want to have any part of anybody who thinks like that, right? It's just lame. Insert SpongeBob music at the end of Weapons. It's so, right, Luis? It is. I don't know how anyone thinks Weapons is a good film. Again, I like it better than Sinners because there's more interesting stuff in Weapons than I think in Sinners. I think, look, okay, listen, this is going to be really, I'm going to break these down like this. Best direction of those three is One Battle, because Paul Thomas Anderson, technically, you can't touch him. Then I would actually say Sinners, because I do think Ryan Coogler's a very good technical director. He knows how to visually put together a film. Not from a screenplay, not a good writer, right? Not a writer, definitely a director, okay? Then you look at Weapons, a film that has decent direction out of Zach, but then the screenplay is like, what? So but better than Sinners. So that's why right? So do you see what I'm saying? Everything's a gauge. So direction up here, screenplay down, I'm going to be up because the direction is more important to me than screenplay. That's not to say I gotta watch something that's interesting. Like you say, Hurry Up Tomorrow doesn't have a screenplay. It does have a screenplay, but the moments of cinema in that film is what pops Hurry Up Tomorrow up into our top 12 of the year, because I was sitting in that chair in Prime and I was like blown away. Again, cinematically erect. If I'm cinematically erect in a film, then I am going to go ahead and recommend that film, and I'm going to say it's going to be in our top films of the list of the year, more than likely, because more than it needs to be, we go to films and we get cinematically flaccid. I don't want to be that. I want to have at least a semi-hard cinematic erection. You see, this is why we'll never be Chris Stuckman making shitty horror movies. And this is why we'll never be the other guy who called me a shill because he can't do a live stream because I would destroy him. Like, it's not even a game, right? The thing is like, don't come after the man when you're talking about the gold fucking standard. Like, you're wasting my time. Like, I'm not even, it's like, come on. You're wasting everybody's time here. The man, the myth, the legend, okay? Don't fuck around. Nobody's in this space is even close. It's not a contest. Don't even make me start saying I'm not going to do it again. But don't even bother, okay? I don't care if you have more subs or if you have more likes because you have all your friends. I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, if you put me on in a ring, if you put me on American Idol and it's me versus you, you're going to get destroyed. Like, it's not, dude, it's like, what? Who's this fucking idiot? Like, that's the thing. Like, don't play. I don't play. Okay? I bring the real fucking goods. So don't play around here. But nobody in the space can come close. No one. I don't care who you say, there's nobody. Not Grace Randolph. We're not watching Grace tonight. Nobody. Listen, this is the best of the year. I'm not about to start doing Grace Randolph. By the way, I do have the shades on tonight because it's not Sunday. But here's the deal, is that I'm allowed to wear them whenever I want. And I figured this would look good tonight with the new kit. You guys, seriously, how would you rate the kit? Can you see it tonight? Look, can you see this? It's got an iridescent, hold on. Let me move up here. Can you see this? It's got an iridescent logo. It's like it's like a, what's it called? 3D logo, okay? What's 3D? And then I've got, look at the Nike swoosh. It's also iridescent. Okay. So listen, are they really? Are they train wrecks, Jason? See, that's the thing is, right? Some of my streams are like, but they're never train wrecks. Like, a train wreck's like everything's bad. Like, granted, sometimes I hit the wrong tab. I'm doing it all myself. She doesn't play in videos. Do you know what happens whenever so when I put the show tonight, I grab 12 clips from the movies, right? Do you understand that when I start playing a movie clip, guess what happens to the stream? Demonetized, demonetized, demonetized every time I play a stream. Every time I play a clip, because the clip is copyright protected. Doesn't mean I'm going to get like blown out because I'm using something that's out there. I'm not like pulling off a pirate site. It's on YouTube. But the point is once I show a clip, then the entire stream is demonetized. You cannot make a penny from it other than super chats. Not that I'm telling you to do that. But do you see what I'm saying? I don't care. I want to do a cool, fun stream. I don't give a shit about that. Like, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, hell yeah, okay, I wouldn't mind, pulling in massive cash. But at the end of the day, I just like doing this. It's like a hobby. It's fun, right? I mean, 99% of the people that you watch stream or certainly talk about movies, it's a hobby, okay? The top 0.1% of people actually can do this full time. And listen, I enjoy it. I don't even want to do it every night. I mean, it's fun, but there's also times where I don't want to do this. Like, when I'm done, I'm like, I'm over. I'm going to just go watch like old wrestling shows. That's what I do. I kind of just need to like have my downtime. It's like on, off, right? Okay, that's just how I run my life. And tomorrow, I'm hoping to play some beach volleyball. That's what I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, the real world brings us back into it on Monday. So you get a few more days of free time, and then we'll go from there. Let's pull in our comment blast closeout because we're almost at an hour, and I want to get ready. Here it is. Bang. Hold on. Give me a second. There it is. And listen, here's the deal. I'm going to play this song from Surratt tonight. Surratt's so cool. Listen to the score. Okay. So when this Surratt comes out, our number 11 film tonight, by the way, you need to see it in a theater that has like its sound system that just kicks, because it is really, really badass. And we played the track off the top from the score. This is also from the score. It's got just really electronic kind of thumping techno thing going on. The whole thing's set in like a rave scene in Morocco. It's a really interesting little film and cinema. You know, a lot of these films tonight were all about cinema, you know, and that's, you know, when you see it, sometimes you can't even like tell you, here it is, and you, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. And that's what this film did. All right, as many comments as we can get here before we get out of here. In 2025, Hollywood studios released numerous crimes against contemporary Western culture. Jason, it was bad. I saw so many bad films. Remember, we had the worst of. Go check it out if you're like, what were the worst films? If you have Hurry Up Tomorrow on the best. Sinners is one of the worst films of the year. It is, to me, it is. I had no fun with that film whatsoever. But you go back, you look, you can find it at Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube. So that is where you can go discover all of the old streams, because a lot of times I stream on X and YouTube, and then we just leave the YouTube for the past streams. So you can watch live on X and then I kind of blow it out, and then we just send it all over to YouTube for the traffic. But Midnight Movie Talk is the channel. Small film of the year called The Dutchman with Kate Mara. I don't know, maybe. Is it out now? Maybe I'll go check it out. I got nothing else to see. I'm done with everything. I mean, you know what I mean? No Other Choice is way better than One Battle. I mean, listen, there's so many films better. I would take almost everything on my list over that. Twin List, certainly. That's Springsteen, right? Over and over and over. I mean, this has been one of these years where I have to hear that One Battle's the best film of the year, clearly. And I don't know, man. There's just a lot of... and listen, remember, the film space is full of people like Sean Fennessy and Bill Jabiri that are just so boring. They're never going to do something that is really outside the box, right? They're going to say Paul Thomas Anderson is a master. They're going to say that insert director, Ryan Coogler, he always is. No, you got to look at each individual film, and One Battle After Another is without question one of Paul Thomas Anderson's weakest films. It's not as bad as Inherent Vice. That's horrible film, okay? But it's definitely in some of his, it's in the lower, right, ranking. I'm not going to break through it. Master for me is number one. Master. That's simple. I mean, certainly you've got so many different ways to go there. But The Master for me is my favorite PTA film. Because look, it's an intimate film, and you look at like a Begonia similar, right? It is two characters, and that's what we're going to do. And it's just, love it. Adore that film. So, yeah, I mean, but that's the world we live in. We live in a world where people say, well, it's Paul Thomas Anderson, it has to be good. I don't live in that. I will never do that. Look, even Ohio State last night, I was at the bar, right? So I'm at the bar, and all the Ohio State homers are there. And Ohio State looks like shit. And I'm sitting there going, man, Julian Saint's got to get rid of the ball. This guy, what the hell? And the other crowd's like, oh, it's still Ohio State. Settle down. It's our team. Listen, yes, it can still be your team. I actually went to school there, so I'm allowed to call it my team. Other people just like adopt a team. I went to school at Ohio State. But my point is like, they get so like a homer. You can't criticize something you love. Of course you can. That's what we need more of. But the left doesn't do that, for sure, right? When's the last time someone on the left said someone on the right did something good? I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying the right says the left, but I play the middle. Someone can have good ideas and be on either side. It doesn't matter. The ideas are what we're looking for. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this little pumping. I'm gonna pump it up here. This is the track that opens Surat. This is where I was like, listen to this shit. So, like, 2-3 minutes into Surat, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, let me just tell you what happened. I got the screening link, and I started watching Surat, and I started hearing this, and I go, oh shit. I had my sound running through the TV. I actually got my 5.1 Dolby shit that I have not hooked up. And I'm not kidding you. I spent like the next 20 minutes setting up the Dolby 5.1 and cranked it just because I go, ooh, this is my kind of score. Listen to this kick coming in. This is Surat. This is, wow, what a score. Here it is. Dude. Is this not like straight up MMT shit right here? I mean, I'm like, this is exactly where I'm at. All right, some more comments here on this Thursday. Which one was your favorite, Jacob? I'm going through like a lot of really old comments. It's my bad. I'm trying to get through as many as possible. Fun techno, maybe. It's like DJ Webslinger at the raves in Columbus, Ohio back in 1994. Only I didn't play this. I played more like Sasha and Digweed. Spooky. Yeah, right? It's cool, isn't it? No, it's cool. And they're out in the desert and they're just like raving out like Burning Man shit. And I'm like, oh, I like this. This is cool. So yeah, this is Surratt coming to a theater near you soon. It's from Neon. Ooh, dude, my bad, Sotvik. Roofman's great. It's too late to amend the list, Sotvik, but Roofman for sure. Oh my god. This is what I knew it would happen. I knew I'd get at the end and I'd be like, oh my god, there was Roofman. Roofman would be in the top 10. We'd push everything back. I'd slide it up. Roofman's definitely in the top 10. My bad. You know what? Maybe I'll do a quick, like, films I forgot from the best of on Sunday when we do it. Because there'll be films I'm like, damn it, like, thanks, Sotvik. God, why? Why did I forget that? All right, a couple more seconds. We're out of here on this Thursday. Hope you're having a good new year, wherever you are. It's on and off rain here in Los Angeles. At least the Rose Bowl didn't rain, so that was nice. But, yeah, I just chilled out today. Nothing. There was nothing to see in theaters. That's why I said I got to watch Surratt. And I'm glad I did because, look, it featured prominently here tonight. Good. I'm glad you like Springsteen. It's one of the best films of the year for sure. Oh, yeah, man. Hell yeah. Jason, those performances were both lights out. But Cate Blanchett, but you're right. Both. But Cate Blanchett's generational performance. When you watch that film, Tar, the fact she didn't win Oscar, that's it. Right? You're done. We're done with Oscars. It's laughable. Now, I called that in 2022. I didn't call that now. Like, everybody in the space has revisionist history, right? They'll come in like, trust me, what's going to happen? In like 6 months, One Battle really wasn't that good. Sinners is kind of overrated. Who called Sinners overrated the night I saw it? Way back in April or whenever it debuted. Like, I don't need time. I don't need any time to make the decision. I can see it now. I don't need to know anybody else. You know, there's people in the space who like, you know, which way's the wind blowing, right? And I don't do that. I say, what are we doing? This is bad. I don't understand how people, it's not even a question. Cate Blanchett and Tar's the best, one of the best of all time. I mean, we did that right on the stream. Go back and look. I did a whole stream where I said, let's take Cate Blanchett against the last Oscar winners going all the way back. And it was like, how far do we have to go back before we even got to someone that was close? I think it was Meryl Streep, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Meryl Streep as Thatcher. I think it was the first, like, sort of, like, maybe, even though the movie's not, right, perfect, but she's so, like, just, oh. So, right, but that was... Otherwise, it's a win, and even then, probably be a win for Cate Blanchett. But no, because let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. As we get ready to go, let's call it what it is. Cate Blanchett not winning was a result of DEI. Let's just call it what it is. What you want me to lie? What do you want me to do? Tell you something that's not true? I'm not going to do that. Cate Blanchett didn't win because of DEI. There's no way in hell Michelle Yeoh wins over her in any other case. And that's where you start to say, right, that when decisions like that are made, that's when I start to say, I can't trust this anymore, right? Oh, by the way, just as everyone, I hope someone clips this. What was our #1 film of the year? No Other Choice. So as soon as someone says, well, you're anti-Asian, oh, you look like a fucking idiot, don't you, right now? Exactly. Don't come into my world, okay? You're going to look like a stooge. You're going to look like a total clown if you come in and try that shit with me. Because I do not play the DEI game. I play the merit game. Any film that I recommend, any performance I say is great is because it is. I did not recommend Jonathan Majors because of DEI. DEI is a fucked policy. It's one of the worst things ever enacted. It's a garbage mentality. I will never, ever possess that mentality. It will never happen. So I'm glad to see it eradicated from every single organization on the planet. And the quicker that's done, the better off humanity will be, because Merit is what moves the world. You are good or you are not. You are talented or you have none. This is not about who you know, what you look like, what sex you are, what your sexuality is. It don't matter. Are you good? Are you talented? That's how MMT plays. That's how we all should play. And if you're getting special allowances and grants because of something other than merit, then we are doing it ass backward. There's no debate. There's no debate. Like, I'm not even going to even entertain another thought. It's useless. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it here tonight. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you. No, I mean, listen, I'll say it every stream, Richard, because I win. No one can beat that. Cut it. Send it anywhere. I'd love someone to debate me. Good luck. There's no debate. I don't care if you grew up in the poorest place on the planet. I don't care if you grew up in a mansion in the most expensive zip code on planet Earth. At the end of the day, if I'm hiring, if I'm picking the person who's bringing the most to the table. Whether it's the poor person or the rich person, everyone is seen as equal under the eyes of MMT. There's no other way to do it, and that's why we're the gold standard. I'll see you back here on Sunday night, more than likely, for the Sunday Evening Spectacular, where I'll think of some films I forgot tonight. Thank you, Sadfik, for reminding me, because yes, Roofman was definitely in the top 10. Not redoing it. I'm not redoing the entire stream. Not happening. Not happening. But I do want to remind you of the gold standard. Thanks for being here. See you back here. Likely Thursday. Make that Sunday. Tonight's Thursday. Sunday morning for sure. Box office show, and then on Sunday night / Monday for the first true MMT of 2026 beyond the best of 2025. Peace out. Good night. Live from LA. Enjoy the rest of your 2026.